agreeing to talk with me today.
That's okay.
So, is there a funny thing about your group that you'd like to tell us?
Well, it's not really funny. It's sort of half sad that I tried to start the group, and for different reasons, it was nearly a year. It was nobody's fault. Marion's tried, several of the other ladies tried to get it going for me. I really thought, as I've got a little garden, it would be nice to be outside. And unfortunately, we finally managed to get it going in October.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, that was all inside, and then lockdown. End of conversation. So we never ever had it in garden. We are planned our first meeting for June, so hopefully
Back in the garden.
Yes.
Does your group's name tell us everything that we need to know about the group?
Well, it's really just Peacehaven Book Group. I think there was one that had to be folded up, I think quite sadly, some time ago. There's a very successful New Haven one. As far as I know, this is the only one, so I just call it Peacehaven Book Group.
Okay.
Well, u3a, because they like to know at the library you need to say it's for the u3a.
Okay. So what else do we need to know about the group?
Nothing really. Sort of an interest, a real interest in obviously time. We try to stick to the last Tuesday in the month, so if it has to be changed for anything drastic like a holiday or a hospital appointment, then we will. But mostly we stick to that. So, and it's a really super group. They're just lovely ladies, very friendly, which is lovely.
Okay. So talk us through. I know the meetings had to be indoors rather than in your lovely garden, but talk us through how a meeting would go then. What would happen?
They will arrive with their books in hand, hopefully nobody's forgotten them, because it's a bit of a pain because we're all a bit spread out a bit. I have had to go and pick up a couple, but mostly, nearly every time somebody brings their book, which is great. We then have tea and bickies, which is of course most important first, because we then find that we can discuss much better with a cup of tea in our hands. And then of course always we choose a new book for the next month after we've had a good discussion. Sometimes it can get quite heated, especially if someone's chosen something that the others are not at all keen on but have read under duress. The most important bit, of course, if it's a birthday month, we have cake as well.
Oh, excellent.
So that's our meeting, I suppose.
And do you need any particular skills apart from obviously being able to read?
Obviously able to read, that would always helps. A huge interest in books, a Catholic taste in books. I mean, anything. We go from Pride and Prejudice upwards and downwards sort of thing. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Several people quite like autobiographies. There was a big heated discussion about one of those once. Yes, that should shoot back to the funny bit of Stephen Fry, who one person thought it was wonderful and the rest thought it was absolute, what can I use word in this? Shall we just say rubbish?
Didn't go down well then.
It didn't go down well. I've never read so much. Anyway, yeah.
So how do you set about within the group agreeing for the next book that you're going to choose then?
Well, at the moment, because I'm not very computer literate, the very kind library printed me out about 40 pages of books. We got to about L, I think, and I said, well, that's enough for me to carry home. And of course on that, literally 40 pages up to halfway through the alphabet. And then the girls go through it. Unless they know something or they'd like to read something, I'd already chosen to mock them. Book's name now?
To Kill a Mockingbird?
To Kill a Mockingbird, that one as well. Yet to be done, because of course we were all behind, but I knew that would be quite a good one for discussion. But it was on the list as it happens, but you can just choose any book you like, one you've read before or a new one for the girls to read. I say girls, there is a gentleman now. For everybody to read it, yes.
Okay. And what about new members? Do they fit in well with the group?
Extremely well, and we're full up at the moment. 8 is my limit for my lounge. And of course, obviously, we have to be spread out now. But I think 8's about quite a long lounge, but I think it's enough with.
Yes.
I think it's about enough.
Too many, and everyone doesn't have a chance to say something.
No, you wouldn't, and you'd be knocking the teacups, which would be even more important.
Okay. And any cost?
Yes, it's when I first started, I was told it was £10 per person per year, and then the library said, "Oh, I'm sorry, we made a mistake. It's £10 for the group." So there was much money put in back because everybody had paid out happily, but I got to keep the money here. So I gave everybody else their money back. It's all written down in here, and it's £10 a year divided by, well, it was 6, now it's 8. and then it's £60 each month per book.
Right.
But everybody pays. Everybody pays that in advance yearly because they're happy not to dibble around with 60p each week or something each month.
Far too here.
Yes.
So anything else about the group that we haven't covered that you think is important for anyone to know about it?
Not really. Just a vast interest in reading. I am not so eloquent as a lot of the girls, so sometimes I just sort of sit back a bit and let them talk. I've got one or two very educated ladies in my group which can say perhaps what I was thinking. I might, but I mean, obviously, I would say if I didn't like it, like the autobiography I was talking about, I'd say that I didn't find it interesting, or I found that bit interesting, or they could have said something else. But yes, put my two pennies for them.
I know you only had a few months
Yes.
in the time you were running.
Yes,
But
6
which
months.
of the books that you looked at together during that time, which was the one that you all thought was the one that was the best of that bunch?
There was two that we didn't like, even out of the 6. One, Butterflies in November. We thought something was lost to translation. Andre Levy, The Long Song. She's written Small World or The Great World or something else. She's written something everybody liked very much. And Love Letters to the Dead. That was more interesting than it sounds. It was people that had passed away and had written afterwards mostly what they thought about quite a few famous people, Janis Joplin and several people. That was quite interesting.
All right.
But as I say, we didn't. It was only 6, and two we really disliked very
Nice.
much.
Looking forward. Then you're likely to have a good crop of books. Over
Yes.
The next
Oh
year.
yes. We've already got down. Several that we haven't, got that far, but because everybody chose. So I've got To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. I said it went down to the L's, didn't I? A Gentleman in Moscow, a lady's chosen. And that's it so far. Yes, that's it so far, because we need to sort of start all over again.
Yeah.
Because we've still got 2 in the pipeline. I have to go and order it.